Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I made these glam decorations using paper. But first of all, I'd like to say welcome if you've never been to my channel before, and obviously welcome back if you're returning. It's been absolutely amazing, the support that I've had over the last couple of weeks. So if you like what you see, if you could subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you want to leave a comment, you're more than welcome. I'll always reply to them. So for today's craft, I'm using some gift wrap, which is in teal blue, that I got from the pound shop. It's a 3-meter roll. It's obviously only one-sided. This craft would be so much easier if it was double-sided, so that the blue was on the front and back, but unfortunately it's not. So I will show you how I managed to do this with just using one-sided paper. You will also need some gems. I'm using the diamond gems from the pound shop. They have holes in the bottom, so they're easy to attach. I am also planning on using some of the embellishments again from the pound shop, which I didn't actually use in the end. I ended up using some old beads off a necklace that I'd broke, but you could use either depending on what you have. It's just, in the end, I decided to use the gems. You'll also need some scissors and a glue gun. You'll need some PVA glue, and then some thread to obviously use to make the decorations. I do a lot of cross stitch, so I've got loads of different colour threads, so I managed to have one that was the same colour as the paper, and then a brush and a pencil as well. So I'm going to use as a template for my decorations the top of some moisturiser. You could use anything. It depends how big you want the circles to be. I wanted my decorations to be about the size of my hand, so the sellotape was a bit too big, but yeah, I decided to use the top of this moisturiser. So you want to cut some paper off, quite a large size, and then I just use some tape to tape it to the table. That's the only problem when using gift wrap, it re-rolls whenever you try and put it down, so I just use some sellotape to put it into place. And then you just want to draw some circles using the pencil and whatever you're using as a stencil. Now, I made one of these beforehand, so I knew how many circles you would need. I used 24 circles in each of the decorations, so 48 in total to make two, 24 to make one. I did try and do one with 48, but it was too thick and it didn't work, so I found that out of all of the ones that I tried, the 24 was the best. So once you've drawn 24 circles, you want to cut them out, and I will be back once that is done. So now you have your 24 circles, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold them in half with the blue side in the middle, so that when we put the glue on, it will be on the back of the paper. So you're just going to fold each of the 24 circles like so and pop them to one side. And I'm going to speed this up now so that once they're all done, we can carry on. So I've been thinking about maybe doing a little bit of a series, and I was wondering if anybody would be interested. So if anybody is interested, please leave a comment in the comment section. But I'm thinking about doing like a challenge video, maybe once every fortnight, where someone picks at random a item from maybe Poundland that I have to make into 3 different crafts. I thought it'd be quite an interesting idea to get you guys involved. It could be anything from Poundland, and yeah, I will try and make 3 items out of it. So I mean, for example, it could be a wine glass, so I do 3 crafts with a wine glass. It could be a ball of wool. It could be anything really. And I'd probably do anybody you wanted to get involved, I'd probably pick a name out of a hat, and then they can pick the item, and obviously if I can find it in Poundland, that is what I would use. So if it sounds like something interesting that you'd like to watch, then let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll see if it happens. I just thought it'd be quite a fun idea. So once you have folded all the 24 circles in half, we're going to start gluing them together. So we're going to do this with PVA glue and a brush, and I'm just going to put some paper down on the table to protect it. So you want to grab one of the circles that is folded in half and another one, and we're going to glue these in sets of 2. So you've got 24 to start off with, and by the time you finish this there will be 12 in total. So you're just going to cover one side of the circle in glue and make sure it goes all the way to the edges, just to make sure that they stick together. It'll just make life easier. And then just place one of the other circles on top. And then once it's in place, you're just going to open it up and just make sure that the bit that you put the glue is stuck down. And then with a pair of scissors, you can just trim off the excess that's showing if it's gone over slightly. This is where it would be a lot easier if it was double-sided paper, because you wouldn't have to do this, but just a little bit more time taken to actually get it so that it's completely covered and there's no back of the paper showing. So we're going to do that with all the 24 circles, so you will end up with 12 in the end. So again, it's just a case of popping some PVA glue on the paper, then getting another circle, popping the white of the back of it onto the white that you've just glued, pressing in place, and then trimming if need be. Some of them do, some of them don't. It depends on obviously how you've cut them, but it's just a little bit of extra time. So we're going to do that until you've got 12 pieces in total, and I will now flip to when we've got 12. So we've got 12 now, which has got 4 circles, 2 circles on each one, and we're going to do it exactly the same again. So we've got 12 circles, we're going to grab one and grab another, we're going to fold it over, pop some glue on, and then stick another circle section to it, and we're going to do that until we've got 6. So it's a case of just building it up. The reason I've done it this way and not just stuck them all on top of each other was it just gives the glue a little bit of a chance to dry in between you doing this. So it just meant that I wasn't just putting wet glue on top of wet glue. And then just finding the section that you've just glued, make sure that it's all stuck together, and again just trim around the edge if need be. So once we've got 6, we're going to do exactly the same again and make it into 3. And then once we've got 3, we're going to stick all 3 together. And I found that if it's much easier if you make sure that the glue goes all the way to the edges of the circles, just to make sure that they stick together and that none of the back is showing when you've finished. So again, just carry on gluing. And you can do these in any colour, and you could use any paper you wanted. Like I said, I picked these because they're the colours of my living room. It's teal, brown and grey, so I wanted some teal ones, and the idea is that I'm going to use these in a display at some point. I mean, you could use them on your Christmas tree, but I've got a display that I want to do in flowers, and I want to add these onto it as well. So it's going to be flowers and twigs and these. So when I do get around to making it eventually, it's on my list of things to do. I will do a video to show you how I make that as well, and how I use these. So now you've got your three, and then you just want to glue these three together so that you've only got one. And now we can move on to putting it together with the beads and the gems and finishing it off. So you'll have one piece like that. And then what I did was I threaded some of the blue thread onto a needle just to make it easier to go through the diamante drop. The holes in it are quite small, so it was just to make it that little bit easier to pop the thread through. And once I did that, I took the needle off and just made sure that the thread was the same length on either side, and then popped a loose knot at the bottom of the gem. Then I threaded one of the beads off the necklace, and then I realised that I was going to need some, I needed some hot glue from the glue gun, so that's when I decided I need to get the glue gun out, because I wanted to make sure that everything stayed in place and didn't move around. So that's the bottom, and then what you want to do is place the string in the center of the circles, and then again pop a little bit of glue, and then fold the last circle over onto it. And flatten down, and then you can trim the excess. So I got the glue gun out. I decided that I was going to pop some glue at the top of the large bead so that it was stuck to the bottom of the paper. It was just to stop the thread from moving around in the center of the paper. So I just put a small amount of hot glue and then stuck it into place. And then once I'd done that, I added a large bead at the top of the decoration. And again, I added a small amount of hot glue to the bottom of that bead so that I could stick it to the top of the circles. and just keep everything in place. And then to finish it off, I added a top bead. And again, I used a little bit of hot glue in the center to attach it to the bead that I've just put on. And then to finish it off, I just tied a knot in the top of the thread so that it was easy to hang. So then I made sure that I took off the excess from when I glued the last two circles together. Again, just using a pair of scissors, just trimming it. It was a little bit difficult to do because the beads were in the way, but I had to turn it round and I managed to do it. So and then all you won't need to do after that is just separate the circles until you're happy with how they're placed, and that's it. So I made 2 in total. I am planning to make another 4. I just made the 2 so that I could edit the video and get it uploaded for you guys. So yeah, here is what it looks like finished. I hope you like. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give it a go, and it's just an idea. You can take this idea with the circles and there's loads of different things you could do with it. Like I said, you could use different colours, you could use them for Christmas trees, you could do garlands out of it, which was another idea that I was going to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and take care everyone. See you soon. Bye.